Hello, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jade. So in honor of the hockey NHL playoffs going on right now, I figured it would be a good idea for me to recommend some hockey books for y'all. It is technically all hockey romances except one at the very end that is not a romance. A little disclaimer is that I have read all of the ones that I will be talking about in this video, but most of them are interconnected standalones, and I have not read all of the books within the series. But the ones that I'm going to be talking about and explaining to y'all what it's about, I have read. Before we get into the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I do a lot of book themed videos and vlogs, and I'm hoping y'all stick around with me on this journey. So it's going to be a long video, so let's go ahead and just get right into it. So these are all interconnected standalones. They can all be read as... Most of them can all be read as individual books, but I just wanted to put that out there that some of these are part of a series. The first series that I'm going to be talking about is the Off-Campus series, specifically The Deal by L. Kennedy. Overall, what the Off-Campus series is about is these group of hockey players just finding love, and they're a dual POV, so whenever I talk about it's the hockey players finding love, you will also get the POV of their love interests because they are going to be the main character. Again, starting off with The Deal by L. Kennedy, this follows Hannah and Grant. These books are set in a college town. They are all college students, and Hannah, I think, is a music major. She has some problems with intimacy and getting intimate with people because of an incident that happened a while back, and so she recruits the help of this hockey player. His name is not even Grant, it's Garrett. I don't know why I said Grant. As I was about to say Grant in my head, I was like, wait a second, his name is Garrett Graham. But anyways, she recruits the help of this hockey player, Garrett. Garrett is an aspiring NHL hockey player. He plays for his college's hockey team. He's a well-known player on campus and just a well-known person around campus, but he is struggling with school and his GPA is very low, and that threatens his playing time. There's a saying at my school, no pass, no play. And so he is really in this dilemma where he has to get his grades up in order to keep playing hockey, in order to make some waves in the NHL. Hannah wants to make this other guy jealous, and so she recruits Garrett to help her with that and to help her with her intimacy issues. And what's in it for Garrett is that helping Hannah will help secure his spot on the hockey team. So they are fake dating, pretending to date, except whenever they are going out to try to make this guy jealous for Hannah, Garrett starts to realize that he might start having feelings for her as well. There's really some of these conflicting emotions in their relationship because the reason why he's even helping her out is because she wants to be with another guy. So that's what The Deal by L. Kennedy is about. There's also multiple books in the Off-Campus series. After this one, it's The Mistake, then The Score, then The Goal, then The Legacy. The Legacy is an accumulated novellas about all the other main characters in the series. So you will see a little bit of everybody in The Legacy. So the next series that I'm going to be recommending is the Briar You series. While I'm already here talking about L. Kennedy's Off-Campus series, I decided to also just mention that she has other hockey series out called the Briar You series, and then there's another one called The Campus Diaries, and they are all within the same world. So the next that I'm going to be showcasing in this video is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I'm trying to refrain from giving my opinions on these books because I just want to recommend them to y'all, but this one isn't quite my favorite in this series, but I wanted to include it because it is a hockey romance that I did read. So the Maple Hill series is a trilogy, with Icebreaker being the first one, Wildfire being the second one, and Daydream being the third one. So Icebreaker follows our FMC Anastasia, but she goes by Stassi. Stassi has her life planned down to a T. She knows what she's going to do with her life. She wants to make it to Team USA for figure skating. She's on the figure skating team of her college, the University of California at Maple Hills, and the reason why she's at this college is because she worked hard to get all these scholarships in order to go to UCMH, in order to further her plan of trying to get onto the Team USA. As she's there at UCMH, she meets Nate Hawkins, who's the captain of the hockey team. Even so, Stassi still vows that nothing's going to get in the way of her plan of being in the Team USA. As for Nate, he tries his best to keep his team in line, to not get in any trouble so that they can play hockey and not have to miss any games and that they keep winning on the ice. But something unfortunate happens that forces the figure skating team to share their ice with the ice hockey team. Furthermore, when Saucy has problems with her figure skating partner, she turns to the only person that she thinks that can help her, which is Nate. But again, she vows not to fall for him because he's not a part of her long-awaited plan. The second book, Wildfire, doesn't really deal with hockey. It deals with one of the guys on the hockey team, but as he's at a summer camp, and there's really nothing else regarding hockey that involves, since they're not at schools during the summer. But if I remember correctly, Daydream does kind of deal with hockey again. So the next series that I'm going to be talking about is the Off the Ice series, with the first book being Collide by Val Cabra. Sorry if I said the name wrong. Collide follows our FMC Summer. She's an honors student and she really hates hockey because of how it relates to something that happened in her past. In this book, she is forced to interact with the hockey team captain, Aiden Crawford. Again, like I mentioned, she hates hockey. She hates anything to do with hockey. She hates hockey players. It's not just the sport itself, like it's people associated with hockey. She does not care for it at all. But Summer's trying to get into graduate school, and after her thesis advisor suggests/forces her to use Aiden in her big end of the year project application as a last shot to get into graduate school, she knows she has no choice but to include him. As for Aiden, his coach, as punishment, forces him to participate in Summer's end of the year project. It's really like an opposites attract, love to hate, enemies to lovers type thing. This one's also set in college, and this one is really fun too. It's kind of no plot, just vibes. They're thrust together into this problem and they can't not do it. So that's kind of where their story starts, how they both collide with each other. There are two other books in the Off the Ice series, Collide being the first one. Then there's also Spiral and Revolve. Revolve comes out later this year on October 14th, if I believe correctly. So the next series I'm going to be talking about is the Vancouver Storm series. There are 4 books in this series. The first one, Behind the Net, is the one that I'm going to be talking about, but there's also The Fake Off, The Wingman, and Gloves Off, which that one comes out on June 17th. As for Behind the Net, this one follows our FMC Pippa Hartley. Back in high school, she had a huge crush on this guy named Jamie, but nothing came of it, much to her dismay. So years later, Jamie is a goalie in the NHL, and Pippa, who is an aspiring singer-songwriter, becomes his live-in assistant. So she didn't really know Jamie in high school, but this Jamie is grumpy, he's mean, but of course she just thinks he's hotter than ever. Again, also on the downside, he has a massive ego, and Pippa just really kind of dislikes him at this moment. But then, of course, because they are essentially living together, tides start to change, their perspectives on one another start changing for the better. And not only is she starting to like Jamie a bit more, she's also getting inspired to start writing her songs again. It's really this type of story where she wants to do this thing, which is, write music and perform, but she's a little too scared to, and there's Jamie right there next to her, helping her, giving her the courage and the confidence to go on and live her dream. So it is a romance. It is focused on our relationship between our two characters, Jamie and Pippa, but there's also side plots that revolve around Pippa's songwriting career. I think I really like this one, if I remember correctly. You get some side characters in this first one, Behind the Net, that will feature in the fake out, and so it really is, if you want to read these out of order, you could, but reading them in order also helps a lot, just as any interconnected standalone series has. The next series I'm going to be talking about is the Undone series, and in this series it has Unsteady and Unloved. I don't know if there's going to be any more. I looked and I didn't see any announcements or anything on Goodreads regarding this series, and if it is going to be just more than a duology, but the first one that I'm going to be talking about is Unsteady by Peyton Curran. So this one follows our main characters, Sadie and Reese. Last year, Reese, who's the captain of the hockey team, suffered a horrible injury on the ice, and it left him with a paralyzing fear of playing and just even skating on the ice again. Whenever he tries, he has panic attacks and anxiety attacks, and he has nightmares about it. So something that he's loved his whole life, playing hockey, is now starting to just make him scared, and it's not something he's used to. He's hiding it from people because he feels a little ashamed about it. He doesn't want anyone to worry about him. So because of all these feelings, he is left wondering if he's ever going to play hockey ever again. As for Sadie, she's a college figure skater who is trying to gain custody of her younger brothers, all while trying to stay on top of her schoolwork and with the sport of figure skating. She has no time for distractions, especially whenever she's technically going to be a single mom, raising her two younger brothers. She does not have any money to spare. She does not have any time to spare because she's working all these jobs to try to provide for them. She's definitely in a difficult position at the moment. After Sadie witnesses one of Reese's panic attacks while he is trying to skate on the ice skating rink that she works at, they form kind of a bond together because, again, no one knows that Reese is going through this. He's keeping it a secret from everybody. So she starts to make him feel safe and comforted, but Sadie doesn't really want to care for another person. She just has way too much on her plate right now to even think about dating anybody. In fact, she doesn't want to think about any other feelings because of how everything is so stressful and how she's just so tired of having to do all these things and take care of her brothers and work all these jobs to help pay for them food, their sports, to pay for lawyers, all this stuff. So she's just not in a position to be dating anybody, let alone Reese at the moment, who has problems and things that he needs to deal with on his own. But of course, as the story goes on, lines start to blur and feelings start to get mixed up, and that's where our story starts. So the last series that I wanted to talk about is the Windy City series. I will go ahead and say a little disclaimer is that all the books in the series does not follow hockey, but it is a sports series. This first book that I'm going to be talking about is a hockey romance. The next one I think is a basketball, and the one after that and the one after that. So the last two are baseball romances, and I think the last one, because there's one more book in the series set to come out, which is here in a couple of days on May 20th, and that one's Rewind It Back. I'm actually so excited for this one. I think that one's a hockey romance. I'll have to see. But just to let you know, this first one's a hockey romance. The other ones aren't. The only book in this series that I'm going to be talking about is Mile High by Liz Tomford. So this book is about our main character Xanders, who is a hockey player for the Chicago Raptors. His role in the team is typically like the bad boy. He spends his time in the penalty box. He is always just sleeping around and, getting into arguments with people. He is definitely like that person that you hate to love, or you love to hate. Yeah, he's that person that you love to hate. So he really doesn't have a good reputation with people. As for Stevie, she's an experienced flight attendant who gets a job as one of the flight attendants of the Chicago Raptors' private plane. There she meets Xanders, and as soon as she meets him, she's like, okay, another egotistical diva of a player. Like, I do not want to get mixed up with him. I'm done dating professional athletes. Like, he's not for me. But because they spend so much time together, because she is one of the flight attendants on his team's private plane, again, like, people, they're starting to, like, think, oh, maybe I think I might like this person. Lines start to blur, feelings start to get mixed up again, and that is where this story goes. It's kind of like another enemies to lovers-ish type of thing. This series is one of my favorite series. This book is not one of my favorite books, but I really recommend this series. So again, Mile High deals with a hockey romance. This is the first book in the series. And then the second book is The Right Mile, and this one is a basketball romance. This one deals with Ryan and Indy. And then the third book in the series is Caught Up. This one is a baseball romance, and this one deals with Kai and Miller. This one is tied for my favorite with the fourth book in the series, Play Along, and this one deals with Kennedy and Isaiah. So they're not all just exclusively hockey romances. They are sports romances though. So if that is your type of thing, I really recommend the Windy City series. And again, there's going to be one more of the series out called Rewind It Back. And it deals with a very beloved character who us readers have been just very eager to read about his love story. And so it comes out here in a few days. I really recommend the Windy City series. It's very fun, especially as you keep going. So the last book that I'm going to recommend that is not a romance, but it is centered around hockey, is Beartown. It is a literary fiction contemporary book that follows a handful of people who live in Beartown. It is a very heartfelt read with just incredible storytelling and incredible characters, some of them. Frederick Bachman knew what he was doing when he was writing this book. It's just so... you will have so many emotions while reading this book. You truly will. It follows the night of the boys hockey team's semifinal and how this one event that happened after the semifinal changed the life of a young girl forever and the lives of everybody else in that town. It's a story about a fight for justice and how actions will have consequences and how some people need to face those consequences. It's honestly an emotional story that will leave you with feelings of anger, hope, and heartbreak, I really recommend it. It is so amazing. Again, that one is not a romance, and I would check the trigger warnings of that book because it goes into detail on some unsavory topics that people might be a little sensitive to. That's the last book that I'm going to be talking about in today's video. I hope y'all loved it. I hope y'all found some new books to add to your TBR. I hope y'all read some of them. If y'all do, let me know what y'all think about it. If y'all don't like them, that's totally okay. I didn't like some of these books that I talked about, but I just figured I would put them in here because they fit the prompt of what I wanted to talk about. So thank you for watching another video. If you want to see some more of my stuff, I'm over on TikTok and Instagram, both the same handle at Jade's Books 5. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I will be uploading some more videos pretty soon, and I hope to see you then. Bye!